when body loses electron, becomes positively charged, gains electron, becomes negatively charged. If that charge is at rest, not in motion, then that branch of physics which deals with charges at rest is called as electrostatics. So branch of physics which deals with charges at rest is called as electrostatics. Losing electron is positive charge, gaining electron is negative charge. State Coulomb's law of electrostatics. This we have done in 11th. Once again I am revising. State Coulomb's law of electrostatics. This is, we are doing 8th chapter of 12th standard. State Coulomb's law of electrostatics. Basically there are two types of charges, positive and negative. If both positive or both negative, they are called as like charge. One positive, one negative called unlike charge. Like charges always repel, unlike charges always attract. So if they attract or repel, they require by what magnitude? So Coulomb's law found magnitude of force of attraction or repulsion between two point charges. The force of attraction or repulsion, the force of attraction or repulsion between two point charges is directly proportional. Force of attraction or repulsion between two point charges is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of, directly proportional to the product of magnitude of two charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Force of attraction or repulsion between two point charges is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Square of distance between them. Please write this first law. State Coulomb's law of electrostatic. The force of attraction or repulsion between two point charges is directly proportional to product of magnitude of two charge, inversely proportional to square of distance between them. Completed writing?
Done, sir.
Two charge means one charge we can say Q1, other charge we can call Q2. So let Q1 comma Q2 be two point charges. Point charge means its size is negligible as compared to the distance. Let Q1, Q2 be the 2 point charges at distance r situated in air. Let Q1, Q2 be two charges at distance r situated in air. Therefore, by Coulomb's law, the magnitude of force, comma F proportional Q1 Q2 upon R square. So F is K Q1 Q2 upon R square, where K is a proportionality constant. Just copy till this, then we'll see what is value of this proportionality constant.
Done, sir.
Okay. K is proportionality constant. The value of K equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught equals to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton meter square upon Coulomb square. The value of K is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon, which is 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square, where epsilon 0 equals to 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 Coulomb upon Newton meter square is called as epsilon 0 equals to 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 Coulomb square upon Newton meter square is called as permittivity of free space or air. Yes, just copy this value of K. Okay. Written full?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
See. Now, what is dielectric constant? Dielectric constant. Every time charges may not be situated in air, sometimes it may be in some other medium such as water, oil, glass, plastic. I'm talking about all insulators. Dielectric means there is no electric flowing. So those are constant, actually they are insulators. The ratio of permittivity of any medium the ratio of permittivity of any medium to the permittivity of free space or vacuum is called as dielectric constant or relative permittivity. Dielectric constant or relative permittivity. It is denoted by K or epsilon R. Therefore, K is same as epsilon R is epsilon upon epsilon naught. Right, definition of dielectric constant. Yes, done.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Note for air K equal to 1. For insulators K greater than 1. For metal K equal to infinite. For air K is 1, for insulator greater than 1, for metal infinite. This also is done. Yes, can I clear this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Coulomb's law in vector form. Coulomb's law in vector form. If Q1, Q2 are two charges separated by distance r in air, then force acting on first charge due to second will be outward. Force acting on second due to first is also outward on right hand side. So magnitude of force acting on first due to second is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q1 q2 upon r square. What is vector a bar upon a called as? Any of you know?
Unit vector.
Unit vector.
Unit vector, correct. So if I denote it by a cap, then a cap becomes unit vector of vector a bar. That means my vector a is nothing but magnitude a and its unit vector ka product. So ax bar, can I write it is ax into unit vector along x, which is I cap?
Yes, sir.
So any magnitude when multiplied by its unit vector, then it becomes a vector quantity. So if I multiply this quantity f12 by unit vector, it will become a vector quantity. So f12 will become vector when its magnitude is multiplied by unit vector in the direction of this force. What is the direction of this force? 2 to 1 or 1 to 2? This force acting on Q1 is from 2 going towards 1 or from 1 going towards 2.
From 2 towards 1.
From 2 towards 1.
So unit vector I am taking R21 cap. This is position vector from 2 to 1. Now unit vector is vector upon its magnitude. So this force acting on charge 1 is directed outward F12 bar is now 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 upon r square into r21 bar upon its magnitude. See, whether you take distance from 1 to 2 or 2 to 1, always it will be r only in magnitude. So this f12 bar is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q1 q2 upon r square into r21 bar upon only r. So force acting on 1 due to second is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q1 q2 upon r cube into r21 bar. Yes, write this. Get it?
Done, sir.
Okay. Force acting on second due to first. Magnitude is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon product Q1 Q2 upon R square. So F21 bar is nothing but F21 into unit vector from 1 to 2 cap. That means F2 bar is equals to F21 into R212 bar upon R12. Therefore, F21 bar equals to F21 into R12 bar upon, we can write this as R. F21 bar is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square R12 bar upon R. So F21 equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 upon R cube into R12 bar, equation 2 suppose. Since R21 bar is opposite of R12 bar, therefore we can say F12 bar is opposite of F21 bar. So sometimes they can ask, show that for 2-point charges situated in air, F12 bar is minus F21 bar. Copy till end. It's a very simple chapter. Only the thing, it will involve vector in between. Get it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me, when two vectors are in same direction, what is the result? When two vectors are in same direction, what will be result?
Sum of their magnitudes.
Sum of the magnitude. If they are in opposite direction, then
Difference.
difference. Perpendicular, then
Pythagoras theorem.
correct. Any angle, then if two vectors are at any angle, then parallelogram, law of vector addition. If two vectors are in any direction, result is parallelogram law of vector addition. What is formula for parallelogram law of vector addition?
Resultant is equal to root of square of first vector plus square of second.
That means you can say p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Three special cases I had told in vector that I am rewriting once again. When two vectors are equal and inclined by 120 degrees. So in this chapter also we'll get many times these cases. Then resultant is same as one of the given vector. When two vectors are equal and inclined by 120, resultant is same as one of the given vector. That means if one vector's magnitude is 10, other is also 10, inclined by 120, result will be 10. When two vectors are equal and inclined by 60 degree, then resultant is root 3 times given vector. That means if one vector has magnitude 3, other is also 3, result will be root 3 into 3. Third, when two vectors are equal and perpendicular, then resultant is root 2 times given vector. Whenever vector addition comes, these 3 points we have to keep in mind. Regularly it will come. Write down this as a note. Written?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. One more small theory, then we'll start with numerical. Principle of superposition. Suppose we have charge Q1, Q2, Q3, dot up to Qn in a medium. Then each charge will create its own force on other charge irrespective of the neighboring charges. That means if Q1 produces force on Q2, it will not be bothered whether others are giving force or not. So F12 will be acted on Q1. Similarly, Q3 will give its force on Q1 irrespective of other charges. Similarly, this nth charge will give the force on Q irrespective of other charges. Resultant force acting on first one will be vector sum of force due to second charge plus force due to third charge up to force due to nth charge. This is called principle of superposition. That is, the resultant force acting on a charge is vector sum of all the forces acting on that charge is called as principle of superposition. Okay, please copy this and draw the diagram, write that formula. Then I'm starting with few numericals based on this concept of force. By September end, your entire 12th portion will also get over. March we have started, March, April, May, June, July, August and September. By that your entire 12th portion will get over.
Done, sir.
Okay. One very important we have done. Let me see whether you are remembering. If charge capital Q is split into two charges, Q1 equals to Q and Q2 equals to Q minus Q, then find Q1 comma Q2 for maximum force. For maximum force. Sure. Right. Are you knowing this how to solve, or are you knowing the value? Yes. Anybody is remembering value of Q1, Q2 for maximum force between two charges? Yes, Vatsal?
Yes, sir.
Are you knowing this value of Q1, Q2?
No, sir.
No, Amy?
No, sir.
Janvi, you know?
No, sir.
Vidhi?
No, sir.
Okay, chalo, we'll try. Have you done derivative in maths?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But you might not have done maxima minima, na? Maxima minima, that you have done?
Sir.
No, sir.
Okay. For maximum or minimum value, derivative should be 0. Derivative will be 0 for maxima or minima. So first I am finding force. Then for maximum force, what charge? You have to take derivative of force with respect to charge. Equate it to 0. See, if I draw this graph, this point is maximum or minimum?
Maximum.
Maximum.
What about this point?
Minimum.
Minimum.
If I draw tangent here, it is touching at one point.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it parallel to x-axis?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
What is slope of line parallel to x-axis? 0.
0. Yes, sir.
Slope मतलब derivative होता है ना? Same way at minimum point, if I draw tangent, it is parallel to x-axis. Here also slope is what?
0.
That's why we say for maxima or minima, slope is 0. So first I am writing force formula between 2-point charge is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 upon R square by Coulomb's law. So force is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1 is Q, Q2 is Q minus Q upon R square. So I can say F equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q into Q minus Q square upon R square. Please copy till this, then we'll write derivative. Very important, if you can remember final answer in exam, no need to waste energy in doing derivative. Yes, Krish, have you understood? Because your mic is not working, get it changed next time. Today you can tell me on WhatsApp, have you understood or not? Good. Saturday चल रहे ना एक्चुअली ना सर मेरा 12:30 से 6 है तो कमिंग ट्यूसडे करते हैं क्या सर एक बार लेक्चर्स आ जाएंगे नहीं हम लोग मिलेंगे शार्प 12:30 बजे ना तब तक तो फ्री हो जाएंगे 12:30 1 बजे मिलके आधे घंटे में तो फ्री हो जाएंगे चलेगा तो कमिंग ट्यूसडे चलेगा ना सर नहीं वो तो मुझे मालूम है सर लेक्चर्स का क्या कर सकते हैं अरे मुझे सर मैं भी वही नाव में चल रहा हूँ ना तो आई कुछ चलेगा ये Have you completed this much?
Yes, sir.
Chalo. Now, do you know what is derivative of 4x? Derivative of 4x. Do you know? Derivative of 4x. Anybody knows? So much time.
4.
4, yeah. 4. And 5x?
5.
5.
Correct. So ax?
A.
Correct. X square?
2x.
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 X cube?
3x
3x square.
3x square. So now, based on this concept of mass, if I take derivative of force with respect to charge, I will get 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square q. This capital Q is constant, like 4, 5, 6, so on. And this q is variable, like x. So can I say q ka derivative is constant q? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And q square will be minus 2q. Q square is 2q.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now for maximum, see, very beautiful chapter we are doing. Lengthy chapter, minimum 4 MCQs you can expect in both JEE as well as in CET. CET तो 6 भी रहता है कभी कभी. People find this chapter difficult. I feel if you do properly with understanding, this is again easiest chapter. Maths involved is for maximum force. Derivative df with respect to charge dq should be 0. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square q minus 2q should be 0. That means q minus 2q should be 0. So q should be 2q. That means q equals to q by 2. So q1 is q will be q by 2. q2 is q minus q will also become q by 2. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So q1 is q and q2 is q minus q1, which will be q minus q by 2 will be also q by 2. So for maximum force between two charges, q1 and q2 are same, equals to q by 2. Right. Rightful, then end statement I am giving you. You have to always remember that end product, so that you need not solve in the exam, directly you will write answer. So if they say 6 coulomb of charge is to be split into two parts, for maximum force each will be what? 3. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second question. That statement write down. For maximum force between two charges, for maximum force between two charges, charge q must be split as q1 equals to q2 equals to q by 2.
Done, sir.
Okay. Next, see. Charge capital Q is situated at center of two charges plus Q, comma, plus Q. Find value of Q for equilibrium. What is meaning of equilibrium?
All the forces are balanced.
Yes, net force should become zero. That is called equilibrium. Net force should be zero. So if this is plus Q charge, at center we are having Q, so it will be equidistance from other two charges. I am giving the name of this point as ABC. So for equilibrium, net force is zero. So that means if I consider charge at A, then force acting on this, suppose this is first charge again, second charge, third charge. So for equilibrium, force acting on first due to second plus force acting on first due to third should be 0. So force on first due to second should be minus of force of first due to third. That means 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q into capital Q, distance is r square, minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon, 1 is q, 3 is q, distance is 2r. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon, 1 by 4 pi epsilon. 1 cube cancel. So we get q upon r square equals to minus q upon 4r square. This r square cancel. Therefore, q will be equals to minus q by 4. Right. Minus q by 4. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everybody has completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Third one. If force between two point charges situated in air is 20 Newton. If dielectric constant 5 is introduced, that means if medium of dielectric constant 5 is introduced, what will be force? This anybody knows how to do?
Yes, sir.
What is formula for force between two charges in air? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q1 q2 by r square. Between two charges in medium, 1 upon 4 pi k epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square. That means force between two charge in a medium upon air will become 1 upon 4 pi k epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square divided by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q1 q2 by r square. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon cancel. Q1 q2 by r square cancel. Force between two charges in medium upon air will be 1 by k. So F in medium will be Fa by k, which is nothing but 20 by 5 equals to 4. This is the requirement. Okay? Right. Filter है short 14850 और एचडीएफसी का कॉल एचडीएफसी लिमिटेड का हाँ हाँ लेने का अभी क्या रेट चल रहा है 20,500 का अच्छा वो 8521 में एक लॉट आता है इसमें अपना 1927 एक लॉट लेना कितना है 140 है 140 131.25 है अच्छा और ये हाँ और फ्यूचर 181485 है Completed?
Yes, sir.
Next one. This is equilateral triangle. Each side is 10 centimeter. Equal charges are situated at vertices. Q is 10 microcoulomb, 10 microcoulomb, 10 microcoulomb. Equal charges are situated. Q1, Q2, Q3 are there. Find resultant force at any one vertex. Resultant force at any one vertex. Now resultant means vector sum. Now clearly I can see force acting on this third charge due to first one will be repulsive directed like this outward. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Same way for charge Q2. Again, this is repulsive force acting in this manner. So this is direction of force acting on third charge due to second, force acting on third charge due to first. Magnitude of this 3-2 and 3-1 are they same or different?
They are same.
They are same because Q1, Q2 or Q1, Q3 they are same distance same. So if I call this as F, even this will be F.
Yes, sir.
What is angle between these two forces?
60 degree.
60 degree.
60 degree. So can I say resultant force at vertex C, comma F R will be root 3 times any one force, root 3 times any one force, correct? Hello? Yes. So root 3 times F. So this is root 3 into 1 upon 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q3 upon R square. R square. So this will be root 3 into 9 into 10 raised to 9, 10 micro, 10 micro, convert into coulomb by multiplying with 10 raised to minus 6, 10 raised to minus 6. Upon distance 10 centimeter is 10 raised to minus 1 meter. Now minus 6 is minus 12 and this is 9, 10, 11. So this will become root 3 into 9 into 10 raised to minus 1 upon 10 raised to minus 2. So 9 root 3 into 10 raised to 1. That means 90 root 3 Newton will be the force acting. Follow direction and vector addition. Yes, everybody has followed direction.
Yes, sir.
Now right.
Yes, sir.
So that's all for today. Next class will continue with this chapter. Please keep on revising.